Who has seen the latest news this morning from Barcelona? Barcelona are willing to sell Mac Cassado in this summer transfer windows. Like, I don't just understand. This was the news I woke up to this morning, and I've been in shock since I saw this news. I just hope it is just a mere news and we continue to be a mere news. But according to top multiple Barca sources, Barcelona are willing to listen to offers for him from other clubs, and they are willing to sell if any club can actually come up with any amount more than half of 30 million euros. He has been valued for about 30 million euros, and Barcelona are willing to listen to offers that is more than 15 million euros. And also, they are willing to listen to offers on a loan deal with a possible option to permanentize later. And I don't just know how to feel about this news. Some sources state that Barca wants to return back to 1:1 financial rule, and they also they're looking for an avenue to register their new names like Joan Garcia and Marcus Rashford, and they are seeing the sale of Mac Cassado as an avenue to probably return back to 1:1 financial rule and find a possible way of registering their new names. Before now, we had hoped on Ter Stegen's back surgery, the fact that he was going to be out for 4 to 5 months, to register Joan Garcia most especially, and probably Rashford, and I don't know about Ter Stegen. I'm sorry, I don't know about Chesney. But with the latest news that came out from the Ter Stegen's issue, we are allowed to use 50% of his salary, and we could also run a possible risk of some penalties if Ter Stegen returns back in 3 months. We could see a salary reduction from our salary cap 3 times the salary of the player registered in place of Ter Stegen, and it is a huge penalty to face. And I don't know about Ter Stegen's issue. I don't know how the player is even viewing all this. He could come back within 3 months without even caring whose horse is God, because the player himself is pained. So at this moment, I'm a bit surprised. I'm not surprised that Barcelona right now thinks the sale of Mac Cassado could actually be a solution to some of our problems, especially registration of Joan Garcia and Rashford, and probably returning back to 1:1 financial rule. And it brings me to the question that, are we not yet back to 1:1 financial rule? Because Laporta has now and then told us about how we are almost back to 1:1 financial rule, even though I know officially it has not been stated that we are back to 1:1 financial rule. But Laporta has always given us this assurance that we are almost there, and the La Liga president Javier Tebas will always come out to debunk those claims, and we always state that we are not yet to 1:1 financial rule, but it is just a little thing remaining for us to return back. But at this point, it is obvious that we are not yet back, and Barcelona is doing everything within their power to make sure we are back, and also be able to register the new names we have signed this summer. And unfortunately, Mac Cassado is going to be that player that will be used as a sacrificial lamb to register these players. But right now, it is just mere news, mere speculations. News are spread all over Barca sources, and right now we could see Mac Cassado leave this summer if any good offer comes for him. According to the news as well, some offers has been received for Mac Cassado, and they could start listening to those offers in this summer. And Barcelona are also thinking we have too much bodies in the defense and in the midfield, and they want to start offloading, probably just to free up spaces and see if we can actually adjust financially and be able to register these players most especially, and get prepared for the season. So I know this kind of situations calls for very strange actions, and Mac Cassado's sale might be one of those actions, one of those drastic actions that could be taken just to free up some financial spaces for Rashford and Joan Garcia. And I'm not happy about this. I've also seen news about Fermin Lopez being on the transfer list. That is one player I wouldn't want Barcelona to touch. I consider Fermin Lopez as untouchable. He's one player that we need. Even if we close our eyes to sell Mac Cassado, Fermin Lopez should be that one player that we cannot touch. We should not touch. And even about Mac Cassado, I value him so much. I see him as an asset, and allowing him to leave the club at this moment, he's still young and he has great potentials. And letting him go at this moment, listening to offers from other clubs, about him this moment, is somehow a bad news for Barcelona. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm to pray and hope that this doesn't pull through. But if we have financial issues and something has to be done, then Mark Casado could be that sacrificial lamb. And if that is the case, who am I? I don't have any solution to proffer to Barcelona. And if they think selling Mac Cassado is just that solution that is needed, then I think Barcelona will go ahead to do whatever that has to be done just to make sure we are healthy financially and we can actually start the season on a good note. But I will seriously want Casado to stay back by all means. I just wish Barcelona will find a way, just any means that will not hurt our squad or affect the squad that we have right now, just to make sure that we are financially balanced. But it looks like the situation calls for a drastic measure, and we could see Casado leave as soon as possible in this summer transfer windows. Until in the coming weeks or until the transfer window ends, we can know what happens. And I just hope someone like Testegen can leave the club, but Testegen has obviously refused to go, and we cannot pay him off. He has refused to terminate his contract, and Barcelona are just in a deep and very tight situation. And unfortunately, Casado probably might be that sacrificial lamb that will pay for the sins of others. Let's see what happens in the coming days. Thank you.